I'm Tracy Grimshaw. Welcome to A Current Affair. First, Australia's sizzling real estate market and the fierce battle going on in the suburbs. Tonight, cashed-up Chinese families bidding for properties and agents are even conducting auctions in Mandarin. Reporter Tineke Everett joins me live. And Tineke, the Chinese bidders are having a big impact on auction results in their favourite suburbs, aren't they?
Yes, Tracy, and real estate agents are certainly speaking their language. Across Australia, there are some real hot pockets where Chinese investors simply love to buy. And tonight we'll reveal those for you.
And people are saying anecdotally that you need quite deep pockets to beat them at an auction, don't you?
Yeah, you've got to bring your chequebook because the Chinese simply love buying in Australia. And basically real estate agents and sellers absolutely love it because prices are going sky high. But the real ones who are losing out here are first home buyers. They say that they're being priced out of the market and they simply can't keep up. And what you're about to see is a good example of that.
On
the suburban streets of Australia, an auction in Mandarin. It's the kind of scene you need to see to believe.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, your time now. Start me anywhere. I don't mind. 1,361,000. 61, another 500 will see. Oh, the bid is here. Okay, sorry, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm translating the bids into Chinese just to make it easier for them. Have 1,600,000. 1,000. He's bid me 1,000. Last call. $1,363,000. Thank you very much. 500. 1,363,500. Another $1,364,000. 1,000 at 500. All back right. 67. 67. All back. 67.
Translating Mandarin on one hand and directing traffic with the other. Skills like this, it's no wonder auctioneer Robert Ding is in demand.
Third and final call at 1,381,000. It's going. It's going. It's sold. Congratulations, sir. Commiserations to the underbidders and. 哎呦，恭喜了！不好意思，失礼了啊！请进，请进。
Agents like Robert are cashing in on our red-hot property market, and Chinese bidders are in the thick of the action.
Certainly they are fairly aggressive at the auctions.
And this auction in Melbourne's Mont Albert North was no different. The lucky seller, Rob Hunter.
We thought it would be fairly strong. It's a growth area for Asian buyers. You know, there was a number of them fighting it out and there was almost hand-to-hand combat at the end.
The reasons that a lot of Chinese like to come overseas, and any other, I suppose, nationality, is the fact that, you know, our climate's fantastic. We've got a great country to live in. We migrated here back in 1972.
Welcome to downtown Shanghai, where 24 million people live. That's the entire Aussie population. It's one of the largest cities in the world. Here, a 3-bedroom apartment would set you back $1.8 million. Buying in Australia, bargain.
They're making Aussies rich. How many Australians right now are selling their homes at a peak in the market to a foreign buyer and benefiting substantially?
A lot, according to Dave Platter. He works for Juwai.com, kind of like realestate.com.au, but in Chinese. It showcases Aussie property gems to foreign buyers.
Australia is a very popular destination for Chinese buyers. It's number 2 in the world, only after the USA. It beats out the UK, it beats out Canada, it beats out Germany. One of the reasons is that it's close by, it speaks English, it's a lovely lifestyle and wonderful people.
Wealthy Chinese are now our biggest foreign real estate investors, snapping up $24 billion worth of Australian housing in the last 7 years.
Properties like this one. An Asian investor bought this cute property for $3.3 million in November. But this buyer got more than he bargained for. This is the home that Gough Whitlam grew up in. In fact, it's rumoured the late PM was born inside, on the kitchen table.
It was Gough's home. It has great historical and political import.
The home had been vacant for the last year. Buyer Yu Qing Liang had grand plans to bulldoze it.
I've brought my kids here today to see it before it's knocked down, and we've had the chance to talk about what he achieved and what he did, and so yeah, we're really sad that it's going.
It's believed he wanted to build a McMansion.
They want to invade our wonderful neighbourhoods, our heritage neighbourhoods, and build completely inappropriate houses.
After a public outcry, this little piece of history was spared demolition. For now, with an interim protection order, but residents are still seeing red.
It's destroying our old way of life in terms of, young people trying to get into the market, and money's crazy now.
Because one day, me and my partner would really like to own our own home and have something for our children.
The great Aussie dream isn't looking likely for Jade Fontana. The 24-year-old has searched high and low for an affordable property that isn't out in the middle of nowhere, but it's been mission impossible.
We did see a lot of international bidders, which makes things difficult. They can afford a lot more than most of us can, and that makes things really hard these days.
It's inflationary, and it's going to create a generation of renters.
Patrick Bright from EPS Property believes foreign investment is pricing many out of the market.
The knock-on effects that I see down the track with having more of the population renting than buying and paying off their own home is come retirement. They're going to have a more dependent on the government to fund themselves through pension.
But Ian Winter from the Australian Housing and Urban Research Institute believes there are other factors at play, such as a lack of supply and low interest rates.
25 to 34-year-olds, back 30 years ago, 61% of them were homeowners. Come forward to 2011, it's dropped down to 47%. So young Australians really struggling to get into home ownership.
So which areas could you be up for a bidding war against Chinese buyers? In Sydney, it's Willoughby, Mossman, Bondi Beach, South Coogee and Campbelltown. In Melbourne, it's Docklands, the CBD, Toorak, Ivanhoe East and Burwood East. And in Brisbane, Bridgeman Downs, Zilmere, Hamilton, the CBD and Kangaroo Point are all popular. So what are the rules? Well, all foreign residents need to apply to the Foreign Investment Review Board for approval. They're allowed to buy as many new or off-the-plan properties as they like, but can't buy existing homes unless they demolish and rebuild to increase housing supply. But Patrick Bright claims some may be breaking the rules.
There's a number of ways they can do it. How they're particularly doing it, in some situations they're just not lodging an application. They can use other family or relatives here to put their name down on paperwork. So there's ways to do it. I mean, if you don't lodge an application and you only need a name and a signature and to pay the money to buy the property, then who's going to know who's bought it?
They seem to be able to come and buy property here. We can't buy property overseas.
And I was appalled to think that there was actually Mandarin auction. I think the Australian government should say no.
And the bidding wars have only just begun.
Chinese investors are the best kind of investors because they're in it for the long term. They're not speculators. And for that reason, we really think that Chinese investment in Australia will keep growing for the next couple of years at least.
There is a parliamentary inquiry being held into foreign investment in residential real estate. You can visit our website to find out how to make a submission.